Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger and my friends. Today we are here to talk about Kotal Kahn from the Mortal Kombat series and how Kotal, one of the coolest entries in Mortal Kombat of the modern era, was turned into an absolute joke. Now, in case you're unaware why Kotal's such a cool character, one, he's got all sorts of cool tattoos. He carries around this giant Aztec club slash sword called a MK11. Look it up, it's a real thing, it's pretty cool. He's powered by the sun itself. He can command the sun and can use it to heal himself or hurt his enemies. If he doesn't like you, he can literally sick the sun on you. Not many people can do that. He can also use sun-powered command grabs. So when he's smacking you around and dunking you, he calls on the sun to burn you to bits. Or while command grabbing you, he can just straight up drink your blood as a sacrifice. And on top of dunking you, that sacrifice powers him up and makes his next move stronger. The more he drinks your blood, the stronger he gets. That's pretty freaking cool. He can summon all kind of totems on the battlefield to provide all sorts of effect, not the least of which is just turbocharging his moves and making him do a lot more damage. He has all sorts of fantastic looks, from towering Aztec warrior to Conan the Barbarian, and all points in between. Dude looks like $1,000,000, and his moveset's fantastic. Basically, make no bones about it, Kotal Kahn is cool as hell. And I remember when he debuted in Mortal Kombat X, I'm like, wow, this character's amazing. This is probably my main. And you know what? He was. And it was nothing but good times till we played the story mode. See, as cool as he is, Kotal Kahn has been nothing but mistreated. He has been nothing but done disservice after disservice after disservice, and this is both in the story mode and outside of the story mode as well. For a character that was introduced with the surname Kahn, as in this guy was the successor to Shao Kahn, he had some pretty big boots to fill in Mortal Kombat X, and in the preview cycle before the game came out, he looked like $1,000,000, man. Everyone was super hyped for him, and then the game comes out, and turns out things go south for Kotal Kahn almost immediately out of the gate. And through the course of the next game, the sequel, and the story modes and all that, it just never gets better. So my friends, let me tell you the unfortunate tale of Kotal Kahn. So out of the gate in his introduction in Mortal Kombat X, you know Kotal's a big deal. Why? Well, he's the Emperor of Outworld. You know, the job Shao Kahn used to have. He was even retrofitted into the old lore, in that he used to be one of Shao Kahn's generals. However, Shao Kahn feared that one day he might rival his strength, might actually overthrow him, so basically he put him in jail and left him to rot. And also, he was Shang Tsung's kind of sorcery experimentation dummy during the time he was imprisoned. So he's no fan of Shang Tsung. When Shao Kahn died, he was released from prison and became an advisor to Mileena, who became the new Kahn. The thing with Mileena is, Shao Kahn might have not been a nice guy, but at least he was stable in his own way. Mileena's just kind of all the way crazy and not exactly a good ruler for Outworld. Kotal Kahn's the kind of guy who wants stability, which is something Mileena can't give. Now Kotal, well, he overthrows Mileena, so that's that. Bob's your uncle, right? Kotal is now Kotal Kahn, and he is now the Emperor of Outworld. And Kotal's basically the nicest Emperor Outworlds ever have. He's still got some faults, like he refuses to let the realms that were conquered by Outworld kind of restore their status, like Edenia must remain part of Outworld. He basically views it sort of as like a national security kind of thing, but not a lot of people are big fans of that, and life is still rough, like petty thievery is automatic death penalty in Kotal Kahn's Outworld. He might be a nicer ruler, but you know, it's still a pretty rough place to live. And Kotal's never been a fan of the Tarkatans, Baraka's people, sort of a little bit racist.
Filthy Tarkatan.
Still, even with the faults, he's the best ruler Outworld's ever had. So here now at the start of Mortal Kombat X, it's actually a great showcase for Kotal Kahn. And, well, it's going to go downhill pretty quick from here. So, as we mentioned, he overthrew Mileena. But the thing is, Mileena's still a threat. And she's starting a bit of a civil war, and they ambush him at the start of the game. Kotal is a man of action, so he immediately beats up Kano. Actually was going to kill Kano until a little bit of intervention, thanks to Tanya. He immediately beats up Tanya, and also just kind of goes through a whole horde of Tarkatans. to Kotal, Tarkatans are basically like the enemies in Dynasty Warriors. Hit square a few times and they go down pretty quick. Upon seeing Mileena, he goes in for the kill immediately. No hiding behind any of his soldiers. He's a man of action yet again. Kotal, well, very easily cuts through all the mooks coming his way. That's just how it's going to be. Also, pretty easily takes down Mileena herself. Not a big deal. So, trying to impress upon you, Kotal's actually quite strong. And the carnage continues and he immediately beats up Rain. And he figures Rain's beneath him, so he'll let Aaron Black deal with him. Finds Mileena again and fights Mileena again. And beats Mileena again. So he's just on a complete tear. He's going through everybody. The only reason Mileena gets away is because she has a magical MacGuffin, Shinnok's amulet, that lets her overpower him because it's a very strong artifact. But still, he survives it, right? This one-shots and disintegrates everyone else and he just gets hit. So he's very tough, right? And Mileena gets away for another day. But regardless, the opening segment here is to show you Kotal Kahn is the real deal. He was basically a one-man army, and he just carved a path through just about everybody. Enjoy it, because it's just about all downhill from here. Now, enter the Combat Kids. So these are some of the other big additions to Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X had a lot of the classic characters that you loved in the old game, sure, but it also was a bit of a new generation kind of deal. So on top of, say, the Outworld crew, we have Kotal Kahn, D'Vorah, Aaron Black, and all that. We have the Combat Kids, so Cassie, the daughter of Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. Jackie, the daughter of Jax. Kung Jin, who is relative of Kung Lao. And Takeda, who cares about Takeda? No one likes him. So on behalf of Earth, they show up to Outworld on a diplomatic mission, which they immediately botch because they attack basically government officials of Outworld. Kung Jin didn't like how the law was performed in Outworld, so he figured that gives him the right to assault everyone in his way. So suffice to say, not a very strong diplomat. He's basically a butthead. And while party gets busted really quick, D'Vorah, who's the lieutenant of Kotal Kahn, shows up, and then we get Kotal to go over the whole situation. And basically Kotal's not having any of this. They came to tell him a story, he does not believe the story, and also you attacked us, so penalty is death. Kung Jin, knowing his Outworld law, basically challenges Kotal to single combat to prove their innocence. Thing is, though, these are duels to the death. And here's where it all goes wrong. This is the big downside. Kung Jin beats him. The guy we just saw earlier in the game not too long ago, just running a train through everybody, Kung Jin, this nobody, totally whips him in a fight to the death. The Emperor of Outworld. If this was old Mortal Kombat and it's like Shao Kahn, you think some nobody's just going to walk up and beat Shao Kahn? No, but in Mortal Kombat X, that's exactly what happened. And Kung Jin, being a man of peace, a man of wisdom, he's like, I'll spare your life if you help us out. And even Kotal has to admit that basically he got embarrassed. The Emperor of Outworld in a public market was beaten up by a random Earthrealm nobody. Trust me when I say when Mortal Kombat X was a new game, this was a very, very big topic of discussion because it makes Kotal Kahn look like a jabroni. He looks like a total idiot. And my friends, it gets worse. So now come later in the game, they meet again as enemies, and this time he's taken a swing at Jackie Briggs. Within the context of the plot, he's just trying to make the best of a bad situation, once again, for Outworld. And this path that he's chosen basically puts him up against the Combat Kids again. And Jackie kicks the crap out of him. Jackie Briggs, a woman with no special powers, no nothing. She has like a little gauntlet, that's it. She totally beats up Kotal again. Like when Liu Kang beat Shao Kahn, Liu Kang was the chosen one. I guess you could say Cassie of the Combat Kids is also the chosen one, but Kotal is losing to her friends, the nobodies, the sideshows, not to the main event. And after this event, Kotal Kahn would immediately then go on to lose to Sub-Zero and his band of happy Lin Kuei ninjas as they bail out the Combat Kids. And as far as MKX is concerned, that's it for Kotal Kahn. So an amazing debut at the start of the cinematic story mode, shown to be what you would think is a very big player. A massive part of the plot is dedicated to him as it's the Outworld Civil War. And in the end, lose, 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 lose. Not looking too good for our boy. And my friends, for a man who's supposed to be a big deal, trust me when I say it gets worse. So now we're heading into Mortal Kombat 11, and Kotal was blessed to return in the game. he's going to make a second appearance. And yes, things get really bad for him in the story mode of Mortal Kombat 11, but things got bad for him before we even get to the actual game. Let's talk his reveal trailer. This is the official Mortal Kombat YouTube channel. Kotal Kahn reveal, official trailer. Man, let's see how bad things turn here. Mortal Kombat 11. Kotal Kahn reveal. Some really nice graphics, right? Gets you into the mood. All right, our boy's back. Let's see how this goes. Oh, sick. He can turn into a jaguar now. That's really cool. Oh, and he's up against Jackie. Didn't Jackie beat him up last time? And we open the trailer here. So how do we start our Kotal Kahn trailer? We start our trailer with Jackie beating the holy hell out of Kotal Kahn in his own trailer. I showed you the title of the video. It says Kotal Kahn reveal, and here he is getting destroyed. Like, they let him get a little offense in, like in the same way that a jobber in WWF gets a little bit of offense in on the actual guy you know is going to win the match. But most of this trailer is just Jackie kicking the crap out of Kotal Kahn. In this Kotal Kahn reveal trailer, only one fatal blow gets shown, and it's Jackie's fatal blow, not Kotal Kahn's fatal blow. And like, I'm going to get all the way real with you. I'm rewatching this now years later, and I'm still mad again. So there's a fatality here, and it's Jackie's fatality. So in Kotal Kahn's reveal trailer, Jackie fatalities Kotal Kahn. At this point now, we've had a few years of MKX, and Kotal Kahn being the jobber and losing all that was already a meme at this point. And this trailer shows up, and they... The Kotal Kahn reveal trailer ends with Jackie winning! Who markets this stuff? Like, if you did a Street Fighter trailer for Chun-Li and then the video was nothing but Guile throwing sonic booms and winning, you're not going to be happy, right? And yet, you know what? Here we are. So now let's get into actual Mortal Kombat 11. So come Mortal Kombat 11, Kotal is still Emperor of Outworld. He's got a slightly different look, and I think he looks amazing. Kotal is, like, aesthetics-wise, one of my favorite video game characters of all time. I love how this character looks. And we have Kotal basically in charge of his life for all of a few seconds before there's a time quake. And basically the plot of Mortal Kombat 11 starts. And now all the dead characters are alive again. Let's go. Shao Kahn is now alive again. And he's not too happy Kotal Kahn took his job. So I suppose we gotta settle this the old-fashioned way. And that is through, well, combat. And we have our Godzilla versus King Kong moment here. Kotal Kahn versus Shao Kahn. And for my own self here, I also love Shao Kahn to death as well. So this whole segment here, I was like on the edge of my seat. This is exactly the kind of garbage I love. In the wise words of one Big E, this is two big meaty men slapping meat. And I am here for it. So within the context of the cinematic fight, Shao Kahn just absolutely destroys Kotal. Like, it's not even close. The only reason Kotal is not immediately killed is because he's saved by the other characters. Decisive loss, but it's against Shao Kahn. Everyone can lose to Shao Kahn, right? So that's not too bad. After this, Kotal dusts himself off, and we start a little bit of a redemption arc, I guess you can say. Okay, Mortal Kombat X, we know all the memes about Kotal Kahn, so let's showcase the boy here. Let's give him some wins. So he's up against Baraka. And, well, then he kicks the crap out of Baraka. All right, here. Kotal, he's getting the groove on here. He's starting to feel himself again. This is a new Kotal for a new age. Just tearing apart these mooks. Winds up finding himself against Scarlet. Kicks the crap out of Scarlet. And then meets Jade. And turns out Jade, that used to be his old girlfriend. So, like, man, there's nothing but winning here. Kotal's stock is going up. Runs up against Aaron Black. Kicks the crap out of Aaron Black. So win after win after win. He's doing good. Like, look at this smile here. He's feeling himself now. Kotal is so hyped up. Kotal is in such a roll. It's time for round 2 against Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn cleaned his clock not too long ago, but this is a new Kotal. This is time for a new era. And Kotal totally wins. No help from anybody else. He beat him fair and square, clean as a sheet. So I guess technically we're 1-1. But he won. He beat Shao Kahn fair and square. So this is the redemption arc, right? And of course, stupid stuff happens. Divorce bugs show up. And Shao Kahn gets to run away for another day. But yeah, this is the Kotal Kahn redemption arc. Happy ending. Let's go. Oh, wait. The rest of the game happens. So now we fast forward a little bit. Kotal is taking the fight to the enemy. And as we went over earlier, not a big fan of the Tarkatans, right? So he orders an execution of a bunch of them. And Jade, his newly reborn girlfriend's like, nah, don't do that. And he's like, don't question me in front of the boys, please. I'm the Emperor of Outworld. I got a job to do. Jade does not like this, questions his orders in front of his followers, and decides to fight him in front of everybody. And she kicks the crap out of him easily. So now Kotal's totally defenseless, and wouldn't you know it, is exactly when Shao Kahn shows up, because why not? And Kotal's literally just on the ground, freshly being beaten up. And Shao Kahn just looks at him, lying unconscious on the ground, his girlfriend having just freshly beat him up. So yeah, they all get captured. So remember that shot from the beginning of the video? That's how we wind up getting here. Kotal has been emasculated and beaten up by his girlfriend in front of everybody, and now he's a prisoner of war. He's about to be executed, but wouldn't you know it, thanks to the magic of storytelling, the big army comes in. Now we're going to have a big kung fu fight. So while kung fu battles rage on, Jade sneaks in and lets Kotal out of the pillory he's stuck in. And, well, Kotal gets out, and it's time to fight Shao yet again. And keep in mind, at this point in the story, it's round 3. Each person has a decisive, clean victory over the other, and, well, this is where it goes all the way wrong. Turns out bear hugs, Shao Kahn's a master. He gets out, applies his own bear hug, and he's a lot better at it than Kotal is. Sorta breaks his back, but just to make sure, it's time for the John Cena attitude adjustment, the Lex Luger torture rack. And now, my friends, we enter the second era of memes against Kotal Kahn, as Shao Kahn snaps his back like a twig. Shao Kahn, master of the backbreaker, applies it, and Kotal tossed, back broken. That's about all she wrote. Now he is saved by Katana, so he's not dead, but, well, he's crippled now. So he's just having to sit. It's not like he has much of a choice otherwise, I suppose. And it's a moment of introspection, a moment of reflection, as here's two people, Baraka and Shiva. He's not treated the Tarkatans and the Shokan very well in his rule. And he's like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be the Emperor anymore. And he makes Katana the Emperor of Outworld. This is predicated upon the fact that, well, she brought everyone together. And, well, I guess if I can't walk, I can't fulfill my duties as Emperor. And keep that in mind for Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. So that's it for Mortal Kombat 11 Kotal Kahn. He had a hot streak at the start, but then his girlfriend beat him up in front of all of his friends, and then he got his back broken, and he had to lose his job. And now enter Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. So if you're unaware, Aftermath is basically like a Back to the Future 2 scenario, where they replay the events of the Mortal Kombat 11 story mode through the lens of Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, and Fujin, and they're partying around and messing with the events as they happened. So here, in this timeline, yes, Kotal Kahn still gets his back broken by Shao Kahn. And turns out it was a totally curable condition. They made a big deal. It's like, oh, Jade, will you still love me if I'm a cripple? And turns out he can just literally go to the Chamber of Souls, have a sit, and literally his back is no longer broken. So they made a big deal of it, and turns out in Aftermath, it was a non-issue, and in no way, shape, or form did he have to abdicate the throne of Outworld. He spent a little time in the back to tank, and then he's mostly good as new. But don't worry, there's still plenty of time to embarrass him in this new timeline. He's very sore about Shang Tsung being there, because as you recall, when he was put in the prison by Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung was the one who tortured him for many years, using him as an experiment. Basically, any magic thoughts he had, he tested against Kotal, and Kotal, not a fan of that. Shang Tsung has a whole plot to fulfill with the Soul Chamber and Sindel. Kotal doesn't like it. Shiva's standing in the way because she wants Sindel to come back, so Shiva fights Kotal. Shiva, once again, not a big deal, totally beats Kotal, and then basically treats him like a child, puts him in like a friggin' headlock. Like she's just totally manhandling the former Emperor of Outworld. Looking good, Kotal, looking good. Shiva, of all people, putting you down like a dog. Come near the end of the story of Aftermath, Kotal does return here on the war barge, taking out a bunch of mooks, fighting on the side of Katana and Liu Kang against Shao Kahn and Sindel. And it's time for one more go here, Kotal versus Shao. So Shao, in terms of win-losses, he's up 2-1 against Kotal Kahn, so he has a winning record. So how does this fight play out exactly? So next time we see the party boat, it's a bit of a mystery. Who won? Shao Kahn's team or Katana's team? And it's made decisive real quick that Shao Kahn's team has won because Kotal Kahn is made to look like an idiot yet again, as we get a comedic reveal of his head just bouncing off the deck of the boat. And that's basically the final humiliation of Kotal Kahn because, well, he ain't alive no more. And spoiler, I guess, but he's not around for the rest of the story mode, what with the fact that he's dead and all. And that's the tale of Kotal Kahn. So Kotal, once again, I think Kotal is one of the most unique looking characters in the franchise of Mortal Kombat. I think he's one of the best looking characters of Mortal Kombat. I love everything about his aesthetic. I love how he plays in Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11. He's one of my main characters that I play. War God Variation, specifically in MKX, is one of the most fun characters I played in any game. And without getting too much into the balance history of the game as well, on top of the plot and lore and all that, MKX, he's also suffered very embarrassing nerfs that sort of ruined the character as well. Specifically his back one, his elbow, which was a core move, like his single most important move, was changed from a mid to a high for absolutely no reason. And that was very frustrating. MK11, he started at absolute bottom of the barrel low tier, although to be fair, over the course of the game's life, he eventually got to be pretty decent. But as you can see here with all the story stuff going on, if you're someone who put a lot of time in the Kotal Kahn, like I have and so many others have had, and you see all this go up in the story mode, well geez Louise, it doesn't look very good, does it? Now Kotal's hardly the only Mesoamerican character in fighting games to get the raw deal. We've actually made a whole video about that on the Street Fighter end of things before. But we had 2 games, 3 story modes, and no matter how it turns out, it seems to always turn out pretty bad for Kotal, and that sucks. Really, all I can say is, come the inevitable Mortal Kombat 12, if Kotal is lucky enough to be in the game as well, I can only hope things go better for him, or at the very least, go neutral, just not go all the way bad, like it has for every appearance he's had to date. That all said though, in the end, my friends, this is the end of the video. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you watched all the way to the end, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a longer video today. Leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated. And otherwise, well, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Mortal Kombat.